So we're here with the Black Tie and Blindfold Banquet on behalf of Moms for Sight, and it's a great organization. It's a great fundraiser. What we're doing here is we're raising funds to find a cure for people throughout the nation that have blind problems, that cannot physically see or on their way to not being able to see.
4 generations of my family have been affected by choroideremia. My grandfather was an engineer who went blind at around age 45. And my cousin and my brother are also affected. My brother has less than 12% of his vision left, which he holds very dearly. And my eldest son, Josh, is also affected, and he is living a very normal life at this point, and we hope that with human trials that are underway today, he can continue to live with that hope that those human trials bring. And we wouldn't be here today if it weren't for our supporters, like here tonight at Black Ties and Blindfolds and through the Foundation Fighting Blindness, who have generously donated toward cures for retinal degenerative disease cures and treatment. So when Dr. Grover first entered my life, I decided that I was going to pay it forward to another family. And Lisa Pleasance and Brendan were my first family I could pay it forward to.
Moms for Sight is a nonprofit organization founded in 2012 by a group of mothers, and the MOMS actually stands for Mothers on a Mission, and it's a mission for sight. And we're all mothers that have children that have retinal degenerative diseases that we would like to see cured one day.
Usually I'm pretty used to my eye disease, X-linked juvenile retinoschisis. There are times when it gets to become rather a hassle. An example of that would be sometimes during school testing when the school would forget to order my large print copy of a test, and I'd have to wait a month or so for that copy of the test to arrive so I could take my AP Human Geography test or one of my ACE tests. Another big challenge would be the fact that I just simply can't see sometimes, and that can be very bothersome in a social situation. Like my mom said, if I see someone and they're waving at me or saying something to me and I don't see that they're trying to grab my attention, I just look like a jerk because it looks like I'm ignoring them.
As a chapter member since 2008, I was the chapter president here in the Jacksonville area. Our mission was to help provide outreach and education and support to the community, because we did not want one family to receive a diagnosis and live in fear. So Dr. Grover would diagnose a family or an individual and hand out my cards, and they could reach out to the chapter, and we immediately put that person in contact with someone who was understanding with the exact same diagnosis, and that person immediately from that point forward could live with hope and not live in the fear that we lived with for so many years.
We have large support groups that are out there for all these other diseases that are degenerative, that can cause death, but we don't see too much for just degenerative eye diseases and diseases that can cause blindness or that are hereditary. So I thought this was something interesting. It was something that I wanted to be a part of.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I don't know what I did to deserve this award. As I say, I just did my job. But thank you so much for doing this. As most of you assembled here, all of you have heard about these conditions, Stargardt disease and retinitis pigmentosa, choroideremia. But if you go outside and mention these names to people, hardly anyone knows about these conditions. And that is the main reason why there's no treatment yet for any of these untreatable conditions. It takes a village to achieve something, and part of the village are the family members who support individuals and other people who have these conditions, the relatives and friends who support them. Part of the village are people who work with me and who support you, and everyone else. And I would be remiss not to mention my wife, who has supported me for all these long years. Without whose support I would not be where I am right now. But I think the future is bright, and I could not say that with more conviction 10 years back. But there's so many trials that are upcoming that I think in the near future there will be some treatment. So we are in this together, and on behalf of the whole village, I accept this honor and accept this award. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Grover. Also, I don't know if you noticed the newspaper recently, but just in the last week, they announced that the clinical trial for Brendan's disease, X-linked juvenile retinoschisis, is moving into the gene therapy phase this summer. And we wouldn't have even known about it if it weren't for Dr. Grover. So, I mean, he is literally trying to save our site. So we love Dr. Grover. And that's it for the presentation portion of the evening. Feel free to continue to mingle, drink, eat, and enjoy, and bid on those items. So we're looking forward again to the 2016 Black Ties and Blindfolds. Next year we want to see a lot more people come. It's a really fun event. It's not just about education and raising money. Everybody has fun there too.
Every year at Black Ties and Blindfolds, there's live music, there's food provided by an awesome catering company.
All about events catering.
There's a silent auction with dozens of items.
I'm Ronnie LeGarrette, and I just won myself a Sharks football.
And it's just a fun time. Open bar.
You probably should have had one say it.